Today, we're going to explore the best and healthiest dietary choice, the pescatarian diet. This diet is gaining popularity due to its focus on incorporating nutritious foods while also allowing for flexibility and variety. By primarily emphasizing plant-based foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and legumes, and incorporating fish and seafood as the main sources of protein, the pescatarian diet offers numerous health benefits. Let's dive deeper into what makes this diet so beneficial and how you can adopt it for a healthier lifestyle. Exploring the benefits of a pescatarian diet. Hey mom, have you ever thought about trying out a pescatarian diet?
Oh, I've heard about it, Ella, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. What's the big deal?
Well, according to Nicole Hallisey, a dietitian in New York City, eating fish regularly can be really good for your health. It's all about those omega-3 fatty acids.
Omega what now?
Omega-3s. They're like little superheroes for your body. They fight inflammation, which can help prevent all sorts of diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer.
Wow, that sounds pretty impressive. But can't you get omega-3s from other sources too?
Sure, you can, but fish is one of the best sources. Plus, the American Heart Association recommends eating fish at least twice a week to get enough omega-3s for good heart health.
I never knew fish could be so important for your health. Maybe we should give this pescatarian thing a try.
Exactly, Mom. It's all about making small changes that can have a big impact on your health in the long run.
Well, you've convinced me, Ella. Let's start planning some fish dinners for next week.
Sounds like a plan, Mom. I can't wait to see what delicious recipes we come up with, unlocking the health benefits of the pescatarian diet. Hey, Sarah, have you ever considered trying out a pescatarian diet?
Oh, I've heard about it, Lucy, but I'm not sure if it's right for me. What's so great about it?
Well, let me tell you, Sarah, there are some amazing health benefits associated with eating a pescatarian diet.
Like what?
For starters, it's really good for your heart health. Fish is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which can help lower your risk of heart disease and stroke.
Wow, I had no idea fish could do that. What else?
Eating more fish and seafood can also lower your risk of certain types of cancer and other diseases. Plus, it's great for your gut health and can help keep your appetite in check.
That's incredible, Lucy. I never realized how many benefits there were to eating fish.
It's true, Sarah, and the best part is, you don't have to give up all meat to enjoy these benefits. Just incorporating more fish into your diet can make a big difference.
Well, you've definitely convinced me to give it a try, Lucy. Thanks for sharing all this great information with me.
Anytime, Sarah. Remember, when it comes to your health, every little change counts. Mom, have you ever wondered why people choose to follow a pescatarian diet?
Well, Ruby, I guess some folks just like fish more than other types of meat. But is there more to it than that?
Absolutely, Mom. Besides personal preference, there are some really interesting health benefits associated with eating a pescatarian diet.
Really? Like what?
Well, for starters, research shows that pescatarians tend to have a lower risk of obesity and chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. But why is that?
It's mainly because a pescatarian diet is rich in nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, which are really good for your heart and overall health.
Ah, I see. So, eating fish and seafood can actually help protect you from those kinds of health problems?
Exactly, Mom. And get this, studies have also found that pescatarians tend to gain less weight over time compared to people who eat meat regularly.
That's interesting. So, by eating more fish and less meat, you could actually maintain a healthier weight?
That's the idea. Plus, there's evidence to suggest that pescatarians have a lower risk of developing diabetes and dying from heart disease compared to meat eaters.
Well, Ruby, you've certainly given me something to think about. Maybe it's time for us to start incorporating more fish into our diet.
I'm glad you think so, Mom. It's all about making choices that are good for our health and well-being. Navigating the pescatarian diet. Hey, Mom, have you ever thought about going pescatarian?
Pescata what? What does that even mean, Addie?
It means eating a diet that includes fish and seafood but no other meats, like chicken or beef.
That's interesting. So what kinds of foods can we eat on this pescatarian thing?
Well, Mom, we can enjoy dairy products, eggs, fish, seafood, fruits, veggies, grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds.
Wow, that's quite a list. But what about the stuff we can't eat?
We'll have to skip out on poultry, like chicken and turkey, and red meat, like beef and pork. No wild game either, like venison or bison.
Got it, Addie. So it's all about loading up on the fish and veggies and saying no to the land animals.
Exactly, Mom. And with all the delicious recipes out there, I think we'll have no problem sticking to it.
Well, I'm always up for trying something new, especially if it's good for us. Let's give it a shot, Addie.
That's the spirit, Mom. I can't wait to dive into all the tasty seafood dishes together. Addison and her mom Piper exploring the pescatarian lifestyle. Hey, Mom, have you ever heard of the pescatarian diet?
Is that some fancy new trend?
Not exactly, Mom. It's a diet that focuses on fish and seafood as the main sources of protein.
Oh, I see. So, does that mean we have to eat fish all day, every day?
Nope, not at all. We can still enjoy other foods like eggs and dairy, but fish and seafood are the stars of the show.
That doesn't sound bad, but why fish specifically?
Well, Mom, fish is packed with nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for our hearts and brains.
Gotcha. So, how often do we have to eat fish then?
According to experts, we should aim for at least 2 seafood meals a week. The rest of the time, we can enjoy plant-based meals, kinda like the Mediterranean diet.
Sounds doable. I'm all for improving our health while still enjoying tasty meals. Let's give this pescatarian thing a try, Addie.
That's the spirit, Mom. I can't wait to whip up some delicious seafood dishes for us to enjoy together. Lily and Sarah exploring foods on the pescatarian diet. Hey, Sarah, have you ever considered trying out a pescatarian diet?
Oh, I've heard about it, but I'm not really sure what it entails. What can you eat on a pescatarian diet anyway?
Well, you still get to enjoy plenty of delicious foods. Fish and shellfish are the main stars, but you can also have eggs, yogurt, cheese, and milk if you want.
That sounds pretty flexible. But what about protein? Do you get enough of that?
Absolutely. Along with fish and seafood, you can also have beans, tofu, nuts, and seeds. Plus, there are plenty of plant-based protein options like lentils and chickpeas.
I might give it a try then. But what do you have to avoid on a pescatarian diet?
The main things to steer clear of are poultry, beef, lamb, pork, deli meat, and bacon. It's all about focusing on seafood and plant-based foods instead of meat.
Got it. It sounds like a balanced and nutritious way of eating. Thanks for sharing, Lily.
No problem, Sarah. Let me know if you want any recipe ideas or tips for making the transition to a pescatarian diet. Ella and Harper navigating the pescatarian diet. Mom, have you ever thought about trying out a pescatarian diet?
Oh, I've heard of it, Ella, but I'm not sure what it entails. What can we eat on this diet?
Well, Mom, on a pescatarian diet, we can enjoy plenty of fish and seafood, like salmon, shrimp, and tuna. We can also have eggs, yogurt, cheese, and milk if we want.
That doesn't sound too bad. But what about the stuff we have to avoid?
We'll need to steer clear of poultry, beef, lamb, pork, deli meat, and bacon. Basically, anything that comes from land animals.
Got it, Ella. So it's all about loading up on the fish and veggies and saying no to the meat.
Exactly, Mom. Plus, we can still enjoy all our favorite plant-based foods like beans, tofu, nuts, and whole grains.
Well, it sounds like a healthy and delicious way to eat. Let's give it a try, Ella.
I'm so glad you're on board, Mom. I can't wait to explore all the tasty recipes we can make together. Addison and Piper exploring the pescatarian lifestyle. Hey Mom, traditional Chinese cooking has problems. It uses a lot of oil, sauces, and deep frying, which can make food too oily and high in fat. Also, many dishes have too much salt, like soy sauce, which can make your blood pressure go up. Some people can also have trouble with MSG, which is in some dishes. So, even though Chinese food is tasty, it has health issues. Have you ever thought about trying out a pescatarian diet?
Oh, I've heard of it, but I'm not exactly sure what it involves. Can you explain it to me?
Sure, a pescatarian diet is like a vegetarian diet, but with the addition of fish and seafood. It's mostly plant-based, with lots of whole grains, nuts, fruits, veggies, and healthy fats, but fish is the main source of protein.
That sounds interesting. So, what can we eat on a pescatarian diet?
Well, we can enjoy a wide variety of foods. Fish and seafood are the stars of the show, but we can also have dairy, eggs, beans, tofu, and plenty of delicious plant-based dishes.
Sounds pretty simple and healthy. But what about meat? Do we have to give that up completely?
Yep, on a pescatarian diet, we avoid meat like poultry, beef, and pork, but we can still enjoy the flavors and nutrients from fish and seafood.
What's the simplest way to start a pescatarian diet?
The simplest and easiest way to go pescatarian is to just cut out meat, which typically refers to the flesh of animals such as beef, pork, lamb, and poultry, from your diet. Mom, let's repeat the simplest and easiest way to go pescatarian is to just cut out meat.
I think I could get on board with that. It seems like a balanced way of eating.
Exactly. It's all about finding a diet that works for us and makes us feel good. Plus, there are so many tasty seafood recipes to try.
All right, let's give it a shot. Thanks for explaining it, Addison.
No problem, Mom. I can't wait to cook up some delicious fish dishes together. Why a pescatarian diet is perfect for singers and women. Hey, Mom, have you ever thought about trying a pescatarian diet? I heard it's great for singers and women.
I don't know, Ruby. I've always been a meat lover. Why do you think it's so good?
Well, for starters, many famous singers swear by it. They say it helps keep their voices clear and their energy levels up.
Really? I never knew that. But what exactly is a pescatarian diet?
It's basically a vegetarian diet with the addition of fish and seafood. It's rich in nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for your brain and heart health.
That does sound pretty healthy. But what about protein? Don't you need meat for that?
Not necessarily, Mom. Fish and seafood are excellent sources of lean protein. Plus, there are plenty of plant-based protein options like beans, lentils, and tofu.
I never thought about it that way. But won't it be hard to switch to a pescatarian diet?
Not at all. There are so many delicious seafood dishes to try, like grilled salmon, shrimp, stir-fry, and sushi. And with all the fresh fruits and veggies available, you'll never get bored.
You make it sound so appealing, Ruby. All right, let's give it a try. After all, if it's good enough for famous singers, it must be good for us too.
In many Blue Zone and longevity diets, fish plus a plant-based focus makes up 95% of the diet. For an advanced pescatarian approach, prioritize fish plus plant foods for optimal health.
That sounds like a smart and balanced approach to eating. Incorporating fish and plant-based foods seems like a great way to boost overall health and longevity. Let's give it a try.
That's the spirit, Mom. It's fantastic that we can expand our culinary skills to include cooking pescatarian dishes. I can't wait to whip up some tasty pescatarian meals together. It's going to be an exciting culinary adventure. Debating the best way to prepare salmon for a pescatarian diet. Hey, Mom, I read that it's best to steam or boil salmon for a pescatarian diet. It retains all the nutrients that way.
I've always grilled salmon, but I'm open to trying something new. Why steam or boil it?
Well, it's gentler on the fish, so it doesn't dry out as much. Plus, it's super quick and easy.
I guess that makes sense. But won't it be bland without any seasoning?
Not at all. We can add some herbs and lemon juice for flavor. And the best part is, it'll still be juicy and tender.
Okay, let's give it a shot then. But what about the veggies?
We can blanch some green leaf vegetables first. It gets rid of any pesticides and keeps them crisp and fresh.
Sounds good. So, we blanch them. then steam or boil the salmon for 3 to 5 minutes, and finally, toss them together?
Exactly. After about 30 seconds to a minute, it'll be ready to serve. Simple and delicious.
All right, let's do it. I'm excited to try this new way of cooking salmon.
Adam's approval, embracing the pescatarian diet. Adam, welcome home. Guess what? Tonight, we're trying something new for dinner. We're having a pescatarian meal. We've prepared some delicious salmon with a side of quinoa and steamed vegetables.
Wow, really? That sounds interesting. What's on the menu?
Yeah, I thought it would be a good change for us. Plus, it's better for the environment too.
That sounds amazing. I've heard about the health benefits of a pescatarian diet. It's great that we're giving it a try.
Thank you, Adam. I'm glad you're supportive of our decision.
Absolutely. I'm impressed that you and Addison took the initiative to make this change. It shows how committed you are to our health and well-being.
Thank you, Adam. I'm glad you're supportive of our decision.
Of course, Piper. I trust your judgment when it comes to these things. And hey, if it tastes as good as it smells, then I think we are onto something special here.
Let's hope so. I'll go ahead and serve dinner. I hope you enjoy it, Adam.
I'm sure I will. Thanks again for making this meal, Piper. You and Addison are the best.
The best fish for a healthy pescatarian diet. Hey, Adam, I've been reading about the best fish to include in our pescatarian diet. Do you have any thoughts on which ones we should prioritize?
Well, I've always been a fan of salmon. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for heart health. Plus, it's delicious.
Salmon is definitely a strong contender for the #1 choice. I also read that sardines are packed with nutrients like vitamin D and calcium. They're like little powerhouses of nutrition.
I never really thought about sardines, but that makes sense. Another fish I've heard a lot about is mackerel. It's high in protein and omega-3 south. And it has a bold flavor that I enjoy.
Mackerel sounds like a great addition to our diet, too. Oh, and what about trout? It's a freshwater fish, so it's a bit different from the others, but it's still full of healthy fats and protein.
Trout could be a nice change of pace from the usual seafood options. And finally, how about tuna? It's so versatile. Whether it's canned or fresh, and it's packed with nutrients like selenium and vitamin D.
Tuna is definitely a classic choice. With all these options, we'll have plenty of variety in our pescatarian meals. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, Adam.
Of course, Piper. I'm excited to try out some new recipes with these fish, but salmon is still the #1 choice.
Thank you for watching. Please click the subscribe button in the bottom right corner of the video. Best wishes for a bright and successful future. See you next time for more exceptional and free content.